So again, 2 minutes for opening statements, and we're going to start with Andy.
So I can start by introducing myself. For those that don't know me, I'm Andy Boerjan. I grew up in Iowa on a small dairy farm. Quickly realized I didn't want to work that hard and found myself pursuing a technology degree at the University of Northern Iowa. Luckily, after that, I've been able to work for two great Iowa-based companies, both Principal Financial Group and Athene, for almost 20 years doing technology. And so I feel like that's been a blessing. And in 2014, my family chose to move to Norwalk. We've been here ever since. We love the community. We think it has a lot to offer. We just heard the great things about the school district, and I think we have a lot of other great amenities that we offer. I think it's undeniable how much Norwalk is going to change in the next 5 to 10 years. So I believe it's important that we have a vision for our future and a sound long-term plan. This will allow us to embrace positive change as we experience while preserving what makes our community so special. Why I want to be on City Council is to really be a part of the process, listen to you citizens, collaborate with city officials, help make good decisions that represents what's best for our community. I'd just like to thank the organizers of this. I think it's a great forum for you the community, to be able to hear us, what's passionate for us. And I think forums like this are critical for the success for the community, for the school, because we are going to change, but we want to continue to have that small town feel and be a great community. There's not many communities in the state of Iowa that are growing like we are. And if you're not growing, I feel like you're dying. And that's a lot of small communities in the state of Iowa. Thank you. So I'll start with a couple of beliefs I have for Norwalk. I think Norwalk has made some great investment in the recent years. I think the town center and the sports complex are two great examples of that. With those investments, I think it's really going to push for growth of commercial, which will in turn lead to more residential as we have more things to offer in Norwalk. I also think Norwalk will start to become a destination for people that don't live here, which will in turn affect our traffic and then the services that our police department will likely have to do and provide. But with that said, I think our greatest challenge will be funding and legislation from a state and federal government. These changes could impact our ability to grow the way we want and provide the services at the level that we've expected and wanted and will want from years to come. We want to keep the small town feel while having the amenities we want, and in my opinion, that will not be easy while balancing our budgets and taxes. Like Jason, I got a little glimpse into it as I volunteered and helped with that. So I'm definitely supportive of it. I think it has many great goals for our city and residents that are important to us right now. The slight turn that I'll take is, while I think it's super important, I think making sure those goals, strengths, and weaknesses in the data stay as current as possible for a rapidly evolving community is a must. Our growing community will also bring diversity, and we want to make sure that that entire diverse population is heard as we have a comprehensive plan going forward. So without that, I feel like we could be investing in the wrong areas for our community as it grows and changes if we don't constantly point back and look to that comprehensive plan as something that's important to us as residents and as board members. So I actually feel like we do have a pretty good mix of housing today, but I think where the struggle I have is every day in my job I use data to make decisions, and we talk about single family homes, condos, apartment buildings. Do we have the right data to understand? Do we have the right mix? So what salary ranges of people do we have? The average household income of Norwalk is like $83,000. So what housing do you have for those people? Take something, the term high end, that means different things to different people. And I think really getting data to help drive at what that is super important to understand that as we go forward. So, I think Norwalk has residential options in each category that were built over the last 30 to 40 years at various price and income levels. But I think more data is needed to really understand that, to be able to really answer the question. And as we change and grow and add new people to our community, we need that data to help us really drive and make good decisions, change the land use plan, the comprehensive plan. Because if we want people to live and work here, we need to understand the dynamics of our community, and that data is going to be super important to us. I think this is a really good question, like Jeff did as well. Three big things I think I can do is lead by example. Have a respectable behavior. In the community, at city council meetings, on social media. I think your point about people being able to hide behind their monitors is spot on, right? And then we want to try to not have that behavior. Be open, collaborative, and have a good communication. Transparent about what's happening in the community, the problems we have, and the things we're thinking about. And lastly, just be inclusive. Promote diverse perspectives. In my business career, I think this is one place where I've kind of differentiated myself from my peers. The leaning in, getting to know people, I think that personally makes a big difference in your ability to collaborate and execute. I get to work with Amazon, a big company, almost every day, and one of their kind of core leadership principles is have a backbone, disagree, and commit. So, let's challenge each other, let's argue about it, but when we make a decision, we commit wholly together that this is the way we're going to go. And I think if we operate it that way, that'll help our community and really push us forward to where we want to go and what we want to be as a community going forward.
We're back over at Andy, I believe, to start.
I'll start by saying, my wife and I both grew up in small communities. Some of the reasons that drove us to move here was the schools, honestly, and so it was great for me to hear that conversation earlier. And then just the small town feel. And with that, I think goes the people, right? We have a great community. While I think growing and preserving this small town feel is a super delicate task, I think there's some things that we've done that are good, and I think there's things that we can do to continue. So I think, zoning is an area the city council, I think, has done an excellent job at to have, defined places where we want businesses, and continue that plan as we go forward. Ideas I have, as we grow, we're going to have larger, bigger retail companies, but having local sourcing for those larger businesses from our smaller community or from our smaller member retailers. I think we need to continue to invest in walkability, especially close to existing and new retail options. The ability to walk and have retail, I think, is super exciting for people as we have the town center. And then just lastly, continue to have the city promote, our small businesses, events, festivals. That goes a long way, I think, in retaining that small town feel with our local businesses. I definitely don't have the experience that Ed does, but I think a lot of the reasons why I'm qualified is related to the business career I've had. I use data to make decisions every day. I have strong leadership skills. I'm highly collaborative. Financial management and accounting are key assets to my job, and probably the most important, my favorite thing, is just strategy and vision about where a company needs to go. I've led large projects. I've been accountable for 200 plus people in large teams. Been accountable for multi-million-dollar projects. One of my favorite projects was I got to be instrumental in helping Principal do their campus modernization, basically got the entire buildings downtown and bring in technology and make that a great place to work for many people that live in the metro, and including Norwalk. Lastly, I've participated in many city council meetings and P&Z meetings over the last several years, and I think, like everybody, most importantly, we love this community. We want it to be a good place, and so that's really why I think we're all qualified in that regard. Thank you. I just want to start by saying thank you to the organizer of this. I think it was really good. It's great for me to hear the other candidates saying. I think I want to thank everybody for being here. I think people in this community are passionate. We love our community. I think we're going to change a lot for growth. We're going to have more amenities, but we're going to run into challenges and issues as we go. And I think the staff has done a great job today. I feel lucky that we have everybody sitting up here. I think we have good opportunities for continued success as this community. And I would say I just want to be a part of it because I love vision, strategy, where we're going. And I think we have a bunch of change ahead of us. And I think we can use that change to become even better. So I'm super excited about Norwalk's future as we go forward. Thanks.